How do you
Yeah.
feel about the new ones? Do you think they did it justice?
You're trying to get me in trouble now, aren't you?
No, I'm just asking a simple question.
That'll be the headline right there.
Yeah, it will.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing great. I haven't seen you in how long's it been now?
Just about a year, I think.
A year? Well, you look just the exact same, just as beautiful as ever.
Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome. What are you sitting? What's behind you right there?
Just got the green
That's
screen going.
the green screen. Yeah.
Dang,
We're in a
I need
temporary house, and it's not the most attractive background.
really. I need to get me one of those. That one's round. Like
Yeah.
the one I found is all square. You just hang it up, like a curtain.
Now, this one hooks on the back of your chair.
Oh wow.
That's cool.
That's high tech. So how have you been?
I've been good, just busy getting ready for lots of cons this year and putting new stuff up on my website, trying to build a house, just lots of stuff going on.
Trying to build
Wow.
a house. That's fun. That's stressful, but it's fun.
It is very stressful.
What so get all right, so I want you to give me the blueprints of your house, the whole thing. I want to know every single thing about that. I'm just messing with you. Um, let's talk about the cons because you just said that. I want to hear about where you're going. Do you have an idea? Do you have a schedule?
I do. I can't reveal all of them yet because they haven't announced,
Okay.
but I do have, I don't know, six or so lined up. I think the first one is Germany in the last weekend in August, and we've got Canada, and we have Florida, and the others. I don't think the others. Scarefest, wherever Scarefest is, that one's
Okay.
announced, but the others haven't announced yet.
Okay. So Germany.
Hmm.
What's the name of that one?
I believe that is called Weekend of Hell.
Damn. That one sounds intense.
That one sounds fun.
Yeah. It's
Germany
supposed
sounds
to be
fun.
it's supposed to be really good. So I've been looking forward to this for a couple of years, hoping they would invite me, and they did.
That's awesome. And it looks like Scarefest is in Lexington,
Yeah.
There
Kentucky.
we go.
Does that sound right?
Yes. So that one has been announced. Florida is Spookala, and I think that's all the ones that have been announced.
So Lexington's not far from me. It's like 2 hours, I think. So
Oh,
and
cool.
that's in October, right? Is that do you remember the dates?
Uh,
Yeah, I think
I
Scarefest is
don't.
I think it is October. Um,
Yeah, they're on my website, but once I put them up there and they're in my calendar, I don't think
Yeah, no,
about it till it reminds me.
I don't blame you. I don't blame you.
yeah,
Yeah.
20th to the 22nd, it looks like.
We were actually looking at that not too long ago. When I was looking at it, you weren't announced yet. So now you make me even want to go more. So
You
bring my
heard it
wife
here, folks.
Cool.
bring my wife back up there and you guys can chit chat and hang out again. She was
That
like such a fan of you.
that was awesome. I truly enjoyed visiting with y'all.
We had a good time. Um I went blank. I was gonna say something.
So Sandy, are you from Texas? Is that correct?
I am. I'm from San Antonio.
Nice. Do you still live there now or?
I don't. I live in Fort Worth.
Ooh.
Where's that?
It is not too far from Dallas. It's called the
Okay.
Dallas Fort Worth Metroplex. It's just not quite as crazy as Dallas.
Yeah.
So, so you stayed in Texas though.
Well, I was in California for about 20 years and then I came back.
Texas forever, that's what they say.
Yeah, I got to come back home.
Yeah,
Is,
absolutely.
is that what they say? I've never heard that.
I don't know. I'm just going with it. Sounds cool, right?
Uh-huh.
So when you were in California, what did I guess that was during like the movie time and all that good stuff. What was the deal there?
My I lived in Texas with my mother. My father, after they separated, moved to California. In middle school, we decided to also move to California. So I was there from middle school, and I'm thinking I was there nonstop until uh, junior college, I think.
Okay. So when did you start getting into like film and junk or modeling or anything?
I was modeling from the time I was probably about 16, and then Playboy was 18. But I was acting in middle school and high school and college and taking uh, different types of acting classes in Hollywood, weekend courses and stuff.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's what a lot of people say with I hear a lot of people who model say that either acting and then dancing got them into it a lot as well. They're in the dancing scene and then they kind of transition over. Did you dance at all?
I did. I was into modern dance, so I was dancing and choreography. I enjoyed both of them. So I was in a classes called dance production. So we were involved with both.
Nice.
So
That's great.
whenever so you were 16 whenever you got into modeling. Is that what you said?
Right.
Yeah. So is that something that you pursued by yourself or how'd that come about?
I did want to be a model, and I went to, I think it was called John Roberts Modeling. I don't know if they still have that. At the time it was a big deal and was for a number of years, but I don't remember how I paid for it. If I think my mom helped me and I worked, and between the two of us I paid for modeling school. I went there, and then I got an agent, and so I was doing, clothing and some ramp modeling and things like that.
Okay.
And how does one get into the Playboy world? I feel like that's a pretty big step.
Yeah.
That was a recommendation by a friend. I was trying to earn some money to help my dad, who was very sick, and someone suggested that I apply to Playboy. So I contacted them and they wanted me to send them some photos, which I did. And then they wanted me to come in for a test shoot. And after doing that, then they decided to put me in June of 74.
And
Wow. That's
when
quick.
you say go in for a test shoot, does that mean you go to the mansion or is it like another place or
I don't actually remember where we did that test shoot. They had some offices as well in Hollywood. So I'm guessing probably that one was one of the offices.
yeah,
So
because Playboy was huge back then too. 70s and
Yes,
80s. Six
yeah, heck yeah.
70s and 80s were
absolutely.
huge.
So whenever you were and forgive me for asking, but whenever they told you to send in pictures, are they nude? Is that what you have to send in?
Yes.
Oh, was that uncomfortable?
Um, well, not too bad.
No,
No,
like
I
I
needed the money. I really wanted to help my dad. So if that's what it took, I mean, I was used to being on the beach. It was California, you
Mm,
didn't wear much anyway. So
yeah.
it,
true.
it wasn't a huge change.
Yeah, it's
So
weird. I feel like the 70s it was you saw a lot of bare bottoms and then the 80s and 90s kind of a little more clothing was added and then now it feels like it's all off again.
Right.
Hmm, interesting.
so were you able to help your dad though? Like through everything?
I did. I helped him go to Mexico to try a treatment, which is what he wanted to do. Unfortunately, it didn't work, and he died anyway. But at least we tried.
Well,
Yeah.
good. I mean, not towards that, but like at least you tried and got what you know or set out to do what you meant to do. Um, as far as I think you were telling me in the past that you had met Hugh, right?
Yes.
Yeah. How, like, tell everybody, how was he? Was he cool? Was he not cool? Was he mean? Was he strict?
Um, he was always nice to me. I mean, anytime I was there for parties or whatever, he was always friendly, always welcomed everyone, say, get whatever you want. The house is yours. So there was always food being served, drinks, movies, swimming, whatever you wanted to do. His house was open. So it was uh, always a good experience for me.
Oh yeah, how were the parties? Oh my God, that must have been a
Yeah.
wild time.
Yeah, the parties were great. Lots of fun, lots of people, lots of stars. Um, yeah, just a good time. I mean, you could order anything you wanted to eat or drink any time of day or night. I mean, they spoiled you for sure.
Goodness
That
gracious.
must have been crazy for an 18-year-old just to see all the stars and
Yeah, what stars did you see?
Oh gosh, Lucille Ball, James Caan, uh,
wow,
yeah, you name it, they were there. Of
I
course,
bet.
I worked in a club, a nightclub in Beverly Hills that basically catered to stars. So that wasn't unusual for me. So
Okay.
because they were there all the time. It was like the club, at the time.
Yeah.
So I met lots of stars there too. Not that that's any big deal, but it's just where I worked.
Well, that's
Wow.
super cool though. I mean, the whole Playboy Mansion thing, that seems to me like you know, watching it and seeing it, because you had that Playmate. What's those Girl Next Door, you know? You had that, and you've seen everything that went on there. That's like all people really got, and you kind of know of Hugh Hefner and all that good stuff, and you just see the mansion. But most people, it's almost like the mansion itself is like a famous person. It's not real, almost, like it's one of those things. Like it's crazy that you were there during the prime too, and like living it up and just hanging out. That's really cool.
Yeah, definitely not real to me and you, my man.
No, we'll never be invited there, John.
What was interesting is there was actually two Playboy mansions. One of them, the original was in Chicago because that's where he was from. So when I was shooting for Playboy, we actually did some of the shooting in the Chicago mansion. And that house was really different than the California one. That one had like a bowling alley downstairs. It had a swimming pool, an indoor swimming pool where there was a bar. So when you were at the bar, you would actually see into the bottom of the swimming pool. So you could watch people's legs and swimming and stuff.
Whoa.
And then they had a big theater, just like they did a movie theater. And then the Playmate Suite, which is where you kind of celebrated when you became a Playmate, they brought you there, was behind a secret door. So there was a secret door and a spiral staircase that went up to the Playmate Suite. So that was all kind of magical.
That is
Absolutely.
crazy.
Now
That's
Was Hugh kind of like I feel like did you see him a lot at the parties or was it like I feel like he would be like a kind of a Great Gatsby type character where he's throwing the parties but you
Yeah,
didn't
he
see
was
him as
he was
much.
generally there. He was
Really?
walking around with Barbie or whoever his girlfriend at the time was, and he sat in the movie theater. I mean, yeah, he was pretty much out and about.
Hmm.
were you ever hoping to be his girlfriend?
No,
No.
no,
I didn't know if that was like a thing or not.
Right,
no.
yeah.
He
Interesting.
um he was with Barbie for a long time, and then I don't remember the one after that. He was mostly with Barbie the whole time I was there.
Hmm.
I don't know this Barbie. Who's Barbie?
Barbie was his girlfriend for many, many years.
Hmm.
Okay.
Barbie Benton. Can you unplug that, please? Thank you.
Barbie Benton. Cool
Yeah,
name.
Barbie Benton was his girlfriend. Very cute, dark, kind of curly hair and long, very cute.
I'm still
Okay.
kind of tripping over the fact that you were just at parties with Lucille Ball too. That's pretty
Lucille Ball
awesome.
she used to come into the place that I worked and play backgammon. That was her thing. So
Oh,
she was generally in there playing backgammon.
Backgammon. I've never heard of that. What is that?
Backgammon. Yeah, it's a board game.
Okay. So like
what a
Monopoly?
crazy, definitely not Monopoly.
No, it's closer in when I say board game, it's more like a chess or a
Chess or
checker.
Yeah.
checkers. I
Yeah.
got you. I got you. Okay.
Yeah.
What a
It's a
crazy life.
strategy game.
What a
So
crazy
what
life. Yeah, I'm just
it
gonna
is
go to the Playboy Mansion and play some backgammon.
Yeah. Well, actually, she wasn't playing it there. She was at the club
Um,
where I worked. So that, like I said, remember it was I can't remember the name of it. It'll come to me. Anyway, it was a backgammon club.
oh,
So, I mean, people would go there. It had disco and a bar and all of that, but it was a backgammon club. So there was a whole room with nothing but tables and backgammon games and all that.
so like
So a
a
lot of the
small
stars would
casino?
come in. Say it again.
Small casino kind of deal, like almost.
Except not open gambling.
Okay. But
Yeah.
there's
So just
closed gambling.
yeah, probably. But
I'm sure.
a lot of people were just playing too. I
Yeah.
mean, I
Okay.
used to go in on my nights off and play. So anybody that was a member, it was a membership only. So if you were a member, you could go in and play. And but I remember she was there a lot. She liked it.
And that was in California.
Yeah, that was in Beverly Hills.
Dang.
Pips. That's what it was called.
Yes.
PIPS. Pips.
I was gonna say, I was just trying to find the name of it.
And I think those were the little things on the backgammon board. I think those what they were called.
That's super cool.
Cool.
Like I've never heard of Pips and I've never heard of Bat Gambit.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
guess I'm giving my age away.
I'm gonna have to check both of these out. Um,
It's actually a fun game.
so I'm a little bit intrigued by this backgammon. Like, is it played like checkers and chess? Is it like do you move the pieces?
You do. Yeah, and there's everybody each other have their own pieces, their little flat discs, and they're lined up to begin, and then you move them, and you can take other people's things when you know, kind of like checkers in a way,
I was
just a
gonna say
different
it
setup.
has like the same chips, I think.
Sort of,
Basically.
yes.
I feel like in like the 90s, I remember if you went to a restaurant and there was like a checkers board, you could like flip it over and there was always backgammon on the back. And it has like the
Yes,
red and black points painted on it. And
that's it. I think those are the pips.
Oh,
yeah, I haven't I
oh,
never played,
I got you. I think I know what you're talking about now.
but I always saw it as a kid in restaurants and I'd flip it over and see it and be like, nope, I'm not gonna do that right now. That's too much for me.
So what got you into film? Like what brought you to the world of the screen, the silver screen?
Well, after I did Playboy, I started getting, there were a lot of calls coming into my agency, which was the Playboy agency, asking, offering movie roles and different things, commercials and different things. So that's basically how it happened. I started getting commercials and films through the Playboy agency.
Now was Halloween first or no?
No,
No.
I think jokes my folks never told me was first. And I did some other commercials before that.
Mm.
And then I did I don't know, I should find some way of remembering the orders of these things, but I think maybe Gas Pump Girls and then maybe Halloween and then H.O.T.S, something like that.
Yeah. So gas pump girls, do you ever and H.O.T.S, do you ever get that brought up? Like, does anybody ever ask you about that when you're at
Oh
cons and
yeah,
stuff?
I do.
Yeah,
I've had them bring me at one of the shows this last year. They actually brought me one of the original um, Gas Pump Girl posters, which is really rare. And
that's
they
cool.
gave it to me. They gifted it to me because I
Wow.
didn't have it. Yes, so nice. Um, So yes, they do. And I've had others, a lot of people have brought in their own posters, their own photos, behind the scene shots and stuff that I've signed for them. So yeah, I do have a lot of fans that like my films, other films as well.
Yeah, yeah, cool. Um, Hoopy, I went blank again.
I mean, as far as Halloween goes, how was that like on set? Because I mean, it doesn't obviously, I think, that's Carpenter's first film. Um, how was it like on set? I mean, no one was really famous or anything.
That's true. I was Jamie Lee was in my trailer with me, actually helping me do stuff, and that was like her first film. So
Yeah, that's so crazy
we
to
were
think
pretty
about.
much. I'd actually done more films than she had at the time.
You were kind of
So
like the
that
star. You were kind of like the
yeah,
star around there. That's so cool.
so that's kind of interesting. But the set was busy, very busy, because they were trying to get, everything set up. There was not a big crew, so a few people were doing a lot of things. So, and the house was very dilapidated when they found it, which was perfect for the 20 years later, the adult Michael. But of course, my scene, the house is not dilapidated. So they shot my scene last. So
Mm.
everything else in the movie was shot. And then when it came for the opening scene, they were still fixing up the house. So that's what they were still doing that day as we were rehearsing.
Whenever you like them shooting that last, have you had seen anything prior to that, like of the movie?
No, they kept everything very quiet. I didn't see anything until they had kind of a small premiere for the film at a movie theater. And that's the first time I actually knew the full script, because even the script was protected, as they still are.
Yeah.
And it scared the hell out of me, because I didn't know that young Michael was going to grow up into big Michael, and what the rest of the story was. So yeah, it was very scary.
So
With you?
you never saw like the mask on set or anything, obviously. Ooh,
Nope,
Oh
I had
wow.
no idea.
even more creepy.
Yes.
Mm.
So with you watching this for the first time at the premiere, right? Is that right? So did you know it was going to be a hit like it is, or
I don't think anybody did.
No, I don't think so. And when the reviews first came out, they weren't very good. And so, we just kind of thought, darn. But then the fans loved it, which drove the reviews way up from what the news stations and stuff, how they review it. Those reviews weren't very good, but the fans loved it. So that's when the reviews started to go up and the money started to come in. So no, I didn't. Um,
how did you feel about it? What was the first reaction watching that film? Did you think it was just amazing, or was it like okay?
no, I thought it was really good. I've always been a horror movie fan from the time I was little. So I was excited that it was really scary and not just kind of corny,
Yeah.
which a lot of them were back then. So yeah, I was excited about it because it
Yeah,
was definitely scary.
not a lot of blood in that movie either.
Uh-uh.
And from what I understand, it was just like you said, small screenings, and then it just kind of snowballed into this huge thing, and then everybody was kind of raving about it.
Right. And
Pretty
I'm
awesome.
not really a big gore fan, so that's another thing I like about it is that it's very scary and it doesn't have a lot of gore.
That's
So
good.
I think you have to be even more talented as a director and a writer to have it still be
Definitely.
really scary and not have body parts everywhere.
Absolutely. Yeah, how was do you if you remember filming your scene there at the beginning, how did they do your killing? Like, because obviously you see it through the mask, right? Was it
Right.
just did they just like put the mask over the camera? How did that work?
They put the mask later. I believe
Oh,
that some of that was added later. Now, the mask was there. It was whenever Deborah picks it up, she picks it up and walks towards me with the camera and stuff. But I mean, they might have put it over a little bit, but I think a lot of that was actually a special effect.
Right. Maybe just something for you to look at when you were doing your acting and stuff.
Right. So the actual scene where I'm sitting there and I turn around because I can hear them coming, and then I see Michael, or in this case, Deborah Hill. And I had on my hands, I had blood pellets on the inside of my hands. So when I grabbed my chest, whenever she was stabbing at me, that's where all the blood came from.
Did they break easy?
Yeah.
They did. Cool. So cool. And that's like the very little amount of blood you really see.
Yeah, a lot. There isn't a whole lot of blood. So that's one of the things I really like about John Carpenter. He's so talented that he can just scare the heck out of you without that.
So have you seen any of the other films?
Yes, I've seen all of them except for the Rob Zombie versions.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
So how did you feel about, I think it was Halloween Kills, that they did the flashback scenes? And I thought that was so cool. It looked so much like the original. It was such a brilliant job. They did such a good
I
job.
think in Kills, that was probably my favorite thing of that film, was the flashbacks and the way they brought it back again. A lot of the people and the develop the story just a little bit more by going back. That I thought was a good thing.
How do you feel about the new ones? Do you think they did it justice?
You're trying to get me in trouble now, aren't you?
No, I'm just asking a simple question.
That'll be the headline right there.
Yeah, it will. There were things. I would say that 2018 was my favorite of the trilogy for sure. There were a lot of things in that film that I enjoyed, and for the most part, I enjoyed the whole film a lot. So it's probably my third favorite of all of them, with the original and then 2, and then jumping forward to 2018. Those are my 3 favorites. In Kills, like you said, I like the flashbacks and some different things. Ends, I don't know. There isn't really anything in Ends that really sticks out in my mind. Like all the others, there's some scene or a series of scenes or things that just give me chills. They just, they're so scary. And in that one, I don't have that. I just, nothing in the final film did that to me.
I feel you, but I don't.
I definitely feel you, because
so
I
John,
agree with you 100%.
John and I differ on this. As far as, and please don't hate me, okay? I don't want you to hate me.
Oh, it's gonna be bad. I can't wait to clip this.
I literally cannot. I can't.
Just say it.
I can't watch H1, the original. I can't watch Halloween. I just can't do it. Like, I am not. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Your part's the best part. Trust me. it's so soon and so quick. That's what I like.
Because his attention span, it's like a rubber band.
And then everything else is just so slow. And that's where it got me. And I was just like, I can't do this. Like, it's just not my thing. And that's why I whenever you said something about Rob Zombie.
Well, here we go.
Oh, Jesus. You kind of offended me there, but it's okay. You need to watch Rob Zombies.
Well, the only reason why I won't watch Rob Zombie is I just don't like all the gore.
Right.
I'm a psychological thriller person. I like psychological thrillers, really not gore. So that's the only reason. I'm sure it's very good and certainly has a ton of fans. It's just not, I just don't like necessarily to see all the gore. I'd rather have the suspense and, Alfred Hitchcock, he was my favorite.
Psycho.
So that, that's the kind of thing for me that I really enjoy.
And that's
the other thing I really didn't like about the very last one was Michael's my brother. So in my mind, he has a personality, right?
Mhm.
And as he grows up, he still has that personality in my mind of what he does or doesn't do. And one thing he doesn't do in my mind is kill everything in sight. That's one of the things that always scared me about him, is because he would walk by one group or whatever, you never knew, but he definitely didn't massacre everybody.
Right.
And in the end, he does. So to me, that it's totally out of character the way that he just goes around and just kills everybody.
Mm.
So to me, that was a loss of character. So I
Yeah.
think that was the main thing that kind of killed it for me, is it didn't seem like Michael to me.
And that's why
Oh,
I love the kills, the flashbacks and kills, because he has that scene where he kind of walks up to the kid, he passes the kids on the street and they kind of just look up at him and he just stares at them for a second and keeps walking. And that's such a, I can't pinpoint it, but it's such a Michael Myers thing to do, is to just to
Yes.
do that. And he does it a little bit in 2018 as well, where he's kind of going to a couple houses and he sees trick-or-treaters and he just kind of passes them and walks by. And it's definitely a very Michael Myers thing to do. You don't exactly know who he's gonna get, but he doesn't get everybody. It's
Right.
interesting.
Yeah. And in
Eh,
the last one, he pretty much kills everybody he comes up to. And to me, that kind of loses the suspense and that, I don't know, that on edge, not knowing if that's going to be one or not,
Right,
and
right,
the edge was gone because he just started to kill everybody.
right.
how did you? And by the way, that was brilliant. What you just said, I love that. That's something you should clip right there. Michael Myers was my brother. I love
Yeah, I
that.
love that. It is
Super
awesome.
cool. Um, how did you feel about the whole Corey thing? Did you didn't like that at all, did you?
The which one?
The
No,
Corey.
yeah, like in Halloween Ends, he's kind of the new character Corey. He comes in and takes his mask and that whole thing.
Oh, yeah, no, I didn't like
Yeah,
that. And I thought it was, the whole thing kind of was like a diary or something. It was kind of
yeah,
like Jamie Lee writing her diary. I don't know. It just wasn't. I mean, I know there's a lot of people that love it and that's great, but it just wasn't. It just didn't do it for me. I don't know. It was just too far from um, the Michael character in my mind, and I don't know. It was just weird, some of it.
How did you feel about Halloween 3? You didn't like that one either, or was that like, were you
Okay,
disappointed?
remind me which one that is. Is that the one with Danielle Harris when she's
no,
little?
so that's the Season of the Witch. It's the one
Yeah.
that
Oh, Season of the Witch. Got you.
doesn't have Michael. Yeah,
Season of the Witch, I actually really like. Not a good name for it, but I think it's a very good thriller. I mean, I love the concept of the kids putting on these masks and everybody's all excited, and then we know what happens.
yeah,
so
So
to
go
so to
ahead.
me, it's actually a really interesting concept for a horror film. So yeah, I liked it, but not part of the franchise.
right. Of
So my thing is that with the new ones,
Mhm.
uh, 2018 and Kills, whenever, I don't know. So Halloween Kills and Halloween Ends. It's kind of like Halloween, Halloween 2, and then Halloween 3, because 3 just didn't go along with the narrative. But in the same way as Ends, it just doesn't go along with it. It's completely different. It's off the rails, and that's personally what I was looking for. I was wanting something off the rails, and I was so happy I went and seen that in theaters. Everybody hates me for it, but I'm just like, man, this is so much different.
See, if they would have
No, I
done
think
that,
I think
if they would have done that and not put Michael in it, to do that kind of out of
I
you
like that
know,
they did put Michael in it because they were bold enough to do that. Like
see,
that
you're
was a
so
thing.
weird. You're so weird, dude. You're
Like
the weirdest dude.
Michael's over. He's done. He's old. He can't do this anymore. Like
He is
he
feeble in that movie.
so like it's a psychological thing. He's a terrible person. He has this power, and then like he noticed, he grabs Cord and he's like, that eye fucking vision thing he does, and then like Corey's that fucking thing now, like it seems like it makes sense. I like it, it brings back that 80s to me, like that stuff nowadays. Everybody's like, oh, but like you watch an old movies in the older movie in the 80s, and you're like, oh yeah, well, this totally makes sense, but you watch it nowadays and you're like, whatever, you know.
Yeah.
Right.
That's my thought. Sorry.
And we
That's a good thought. You're
and we,
certainly entitled to your opinion.
absolutely, you can like whatever you want. That's the
That's
beauty
right.
of movies. And me and Taylor are very different when it comes to movies. As far like I like a good slow burn. Like that's why I love Halloween. I think it's very, starts off with a bang and then the story just kind of rises from there. Like I'm a big Exorcist fan. I love The Exorcist. I love Psycho. I love The Birds. All those older slow burn movies I'm a huge fan of. And he's more towards, hey, let's get this
I'm
rolling.
more towards Rob Zombie. I like to
Yeah,
see that like action right away,
There you go. Well, that's fine. That's the difference. I mean, I mean, I'm the psychological thriller one, and they take time. It takes time to develop
definitely.
a psychological thriller. They don't just happen. I
Mm-mm.
mean, that's part of the psychology of it. It has to build, until eventually it makes you nuts.
Yeah, it's like one big scare rather than the little
Yeah.
small jumpy stuff. Where I think the original Halloween has some great just scares in general I mean that shot when Jamie Lee's against the wall and he kind of comes out of the back the background out of the darkness is like, I mean that had to have been terrifying when that first came out.
Right. Yeah,
Unbelievable.
I personally think there's a lot of scary stuff in that film, and I've watched it so many times, and I continue to like it,
Mm,
which, whether it's mine or not, any film that I can watch multiple times and still like it and want to see it again, for me, then that means it's a really good film, one
yeah.
that, at least from my opinion. If I watch something once and I don't really, oh yeah, that was good, but I don't necessarily want to see it again, you know. So that's kind of where I judge it. Halloween, I've seen many times, and I will go ahead and watch it over and over and over because I just like it. I don't get tired of it.
When do you watch it? Do you watch it every Halloween, or is it like just hey, I want to check it out again kind
Yeah,
of
we
deal?
watch it. Well, of course, we watch it at Halloween, but we watch it a few other times during the year. And of course, sometimes when I'm at cons, they'll have it playing. And we did a car show last year, and they had it running on the loop at my booth. And so, yeah, I see it other times.
That's cool. So, like, I was wanting to ask you too. The gentleman you have with you at your stand when I was there, is he your husband, boyfriend?
He's my husband. Yep, he's right behind this green screen.
Is
Oh,
he? Tell him to come out and come hang out with us. I liked him.
Come here, babe.
tell him to say hi.
Are you decent? Hang on, are you sure he's got clothes on?
May tell him to come out shirtless.
Oh,
Hey,
There he is.
there's no reason to hide. I love that beard. Come out here. I like him. He's fun.
So he's always at the cons too.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
I've missed
Cool.
one.
you can't see, babe.
I've only missed one, and I'll never miss another one.
Cool.
They're fun, aren't they?
Oh,
Look
they
at that.
are.
Look at that
I've got-
handsome
I've made-
guy.
I've made so many friends. I got friends and fans too, so that's great. It makes it a ton of
Good.
fun.
Yeah,
But
man.
I-
Honestly,
can-
like me meeting you, I was like, dude, I like this guy. Like, I don't know. I didn't know if you guys were married or not. I was telling my wife we were driving back home, and I was like, are they married? She was like, I don't know. So, like,
30
we should put up a big stand that says, hey, we're married. Have me on your podcast too. Okay.
Sure.
37 years or something.
Oh,
37,
wow.
38. We both forget. We have to go drag out the pictures and say, oh, yeah, that was the year.
That's awesome. So you guys know how to
30.
do it. You've been through it all.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty much, yeah. We survived. This is our second house to build,
Yeah.
so we'll
and we're going
see.
to survive this
Wow.
one too.
Yeah,
Nice.
I'm telling you, that's the business I'm in pretty much. Is that building houses is it's a pain in the dick. It really is.
Yep.
Like everything that can go wrong will go wrong, and then you can add a little bit more to that will go wrong.
We've had them going wrong more than once.
Oh, yeah.
The same amount.
Definitely.
Yeah. We're trying to keep the cows from getting on the foundation at the moment.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, you guys have cows? That's cool.
No, we don't.
Oh, you don't? Just other people
Somebody
do.
else does.
Somebody else does.
Yeah.
Is it free reign down there, like or free
Yeah.
range?
So,
Okay.
so if you don't want cows, you have to fence them out. Well, it's hard to
Ah.
do that when you're building a house. Usually the fence is the last thing you put up. So
Oh man.
it's
That's
it's really good.
that's super understandable for me because I was in Arizona once and I walked out of the fucking porch and there's a cow standing there and I'm like, guys, what's the like? And then we were coming home. I had no idea that cows were just free reign out there. They just do what the hell they want. Okay,
That's
so
crazy. I
we
didn't know
hit
that
a
either.
cow. We hit a fucking cow
Oh,
coming
no.
home.
Well,
And it was awful. That was the worst. I'm
Oh,
just
yeah,
like, this
that's
is
not a good thing.
No, hell no. I was like, this is the stupidest thing I've ever seen in my entire life. Like,
well,
put a fence up.
You have to learn to be careful.
let me tell you about this one. You drive through and there's 30 cows and they're black.
You can't see them.
And they have lighting ordinances, so there are no street lights.
Whoa.
So people hit them. I mean, they just run into them in the dark.
That's it.
Crazy.
We hit it was a black cow. We did not see it until we were dead onto it and we hit the head of it.
Oh,
I
nasty.
mean, we just crushed that thing. I mean, it just, like turned Rob Zombie turned its head. And it was a gore fest. But
We don't.
we lived.
They're fenced in where I live in Maine, so they're fenced in here, but you can hit a moose instead.
What's your husband's name?
His name's Dan.
Dan, do you have a chair that you can pull up?
I do now.
You do now? Let's get you in the screen. Let's get you in the screen.
Let me see if I can turn this side.
Could be able to.
Turn it side. Hey,
Look at that.
perfect.
Hey,
Dan, we can see
Beautiful.
you.
you can't hide me anymore.
You're
I'm
lucky.
sitting on Laura chair. She's not that much taller than me.
I'm telling you what. You're a lucky woman because he's a sexy man.
Yeah.
But no, like on a real note, the cows this is such a weird conversation, but
This is where we go on this podcast. It gets a little odd on here sometimes.
I wouldn't honestly know what you were talking about unless I walked out and seen one that I was not expecting, and then I hit one with a
Oh,
vehicle.
dear.
So
So you guys are gonna have to build a fence then.
build
Yes.
one. Build
I
two.
mean, we had planned on building a fence, just not this week.
But it doesn't have to be a crazy fence, right? Like it's not like they can hop or anything.
No, but they want a lot of money just for a temporary electric fence. We were
Yeah.
going to just do electric fence, but they want a lot of money to do that.
Oh.
So we don't want to spend a lot of money that 2 weeks from now we just take down. It's just like throwing money away. So we're thinking we should just put that money into the final fence.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're working on bids to try and make this work and still be able to pour a foundation in a week or so.
So
And
you guys have not even poured foundation yet?
No,
Next week, right?
we were supposed to be pouring it next week, but we can't pour it until we know we won't have cows walking through.
Right.
Oh, Jesus. Okay.
They're probably leaving patties everywhere, I'm sure.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah. Gonna have to step in
I
those a few
wouldn't
times.
want to come to the site and see a cow permanently attached to the foundation.
That and the dried footprints.
Yeah, both of those. Neither would be good.
Yeah.
Take a picture. You'll go viral.
True.
That'd be a sad picture, though.
That would be.
So how far out you're at least if you're just now pouring foundation or at least now getting a fence to pour foundation, you're at least a year. What's your contractor telling you? Is it a year and a half?
Right now it's mid-January.
Okay.
Wow.
So the
That's
fun
crazy.
has just begun.
Yeah, you guys are in a lot. Just thinking, you're in a long road. You know this though. You've been through it
Yeah.
once before.
Yeah.
So yeah. So is this your forever home? Is that what it is?
Well, we thought the last one was, but hopefully this one will.
That's nice
So
to have
how-
a couple forever homes.
Yes.
How far have you moved from your other home, your other forever home?
An hour?
Hour
About an hour.
Oh wow.
social.
I would say this is it then. I mean, you found your location. but now you found your area, your place kind of deal. So it's the way my parents are, man. They built everywhere, and I'm like, quit building. Like you're giving me a heart attack. Like I need you to stop.
Well, we were in the other house for 12 years.
No, and you guys built that one as well?
Yes.
Wow.
What made you want to sell?
Too far from town.
So you're closer to town.
Yes.
That, and anytime friends come out, they loved it. And it's like, will you ever sell this? And I threw a number out there. So the first guy comes up the driveway, has this much money, gets it. And that's what we got. It's twice what we had in it.
Nice.
Yeah. That's exactly actually what my dad did. The place that they lived at, man, they were like just set on it. That was it. That's where they're staying. And this dude come up and offered them just some money, and he was like, "Yeah, that's it. You're good. Let's exchange, and I'll go build another one." And he lived. I don't know if you guys are doing this.
We needed to move closer to town.
Are you guys living in an RV right now?
No.
Oh God, have you done that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yes.
I don't know anything about it, but my parents, the way they talk to me, they've lived in an RV for freaking ever now, and I'm just like, you're killing me, Smalls. Like you guys. Oh, it's so funny. Okay, back to something else.
Yeah, it's enough cow talk, guys.
Well, we did have a large snake go by the front door a little while ago.
Oh, gotta be
Hell
careful.
yeah, I'm so down to talk about snakes.
Yeah,
He's only a 5-footer.
Yeah, he was a 5-foot rat snake. He was actually quite pretty.
So, do you have rattlesnakes down there?
Oh yeah.
Yes, we do. They're not so pretty.
Do you have them around you guys? Like, do you see them often?
We did see them occasionally at the other house, and we'll see them at the new house too. But you just learn to be careful.
Yeah, no. I like.
Sounds
I don't
terrifying.
know. We have copperheads and water moccasins and black snakes, and like, I slightly poop myself every time I see one. Like, I don't do well with those things.
Please.
Yeah, we did a photo shoot there a few years ago, just to have some pictures for my website. And Danny was dressed as Michael, and we wanted him to stand up next to a tree like he was stalking me.
Sure.
And it was dark, and we had just seen a few days before on, I don't know, Facebook or someplace, how well the copperheads blend into the bark of the oak trees. You can't see them at all.
Yeah.
And this photographer's telling me, wrap your arms around this tree, and I can't see my hand in front of my face.
It's got a Michael mask.
I'm sitting there thinking, if there's a snake on there, I'm going to die right here.
I'm slightly freaking out, photographer. I can't do this.
Yeah, he was pretty free.
So you guys did a photo shoot for what's the website?
unicornsanddyj.com.
All right, mark that down, everybody who's listening. Is that photo shoot still on there?
Many of the photos from it are, yes.
That sounds like the best photo ever, dude. I need that.
Now that we know the backstory, I love it.
Just that Dan's Michael, I'm totally down with that. That's if I ever come to a con where you're at, I want that picture for you guys both to sign.
We got one better than that.
Yeah.
We've got one where I had him put on the Michael mask and the whole deal, and he's reading my Playboy.
I got her Playboy open. I'm looking at the centerfold,
and he's got the Michael tilt.
That's
people
awesome.
Come up and buy that.
We sell a lot of those,
and I sign them too.
Because he signs it
too.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
She gets paid. I just get to say, "Hey, I got to sign it."
That's awesome.
That's so cool. I love that you guys do this together. That's fun. That's
do you guys have like a lot of copies of that issue of that Playboy?
No, probably not.
No, I'm not. We may have one somewhere. Yeah.
Does anybody go to cons with that for you to sign?
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah. They go to cons. They also send it to me. I get some in the mail to sign.
Dang
That's
perverts.
cool.
All of them are perverts.
That's great.
Nah, that's cool. Like honestly, if I had it, I'd get you to sign it too. Dan, I want you to sign me something.
That photo, dude. You need that photo.
No, I want like a snake skin, like signed by him.
Thanks, yeah.
It has to be a dried one, not a live one.
That's fine. I'll kill one myself.
Taylor, you print a couple photos that you want signed. We'll send them to Check the Candy shirts, and then they can send us back the photos signed.
Hey,
There you go.
that's a done deal right there.
Done deal.
That's fun. This is fun. It's good times.
Yeah, absolutely. We are coming up on an hour, though. What do you guys think? What do you think,
No.
Taylor?
Nope, nope, no. Nobody thinks anything. We're just gonna shake our heads.
We'll end it on cows. I like it.
We are empty talking heads.
Either way, I really do look forward to seeing you guys again. I'm gonna try to get up to Lexington. We were actually looking at that not too long ago. I've got a crazy year. I really do. You know, you would think I would be going place signing things, but I'm not. I'm just I'm going to the beach with my children, which is also hell. You know that. Everything's hell when you go to the beach with your kids. Then I gotta get up to Maine actually to see John.
Yeah, we've never met before. Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy?
Oh, really?
Really?
No.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Yeah.
No, we've only talked like this, right? Like me and you, Sandy, we've met, okay, face to face. I think we got drunk together, right?
Yeah, maybe.
I'm not 100%.
That sounds
I'm
like a
pretty-
killer time, though.
Pretty sure I bought you a
Yeah.
couple drinks.
Yeah, I think so. I think Felissa was next to us, right? Felissa
Dude,
Rose.
Felissa was freaking lit. She was just
Yeah,
having
she
a
was
damn good
definitely-
time.
I hear she likes to have a few drinks. Yeah.
She
Well,
was
We've
having
been drinking
fun.
moonshine before you guys got there.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
she
The
did
moonshine.
not.
What was
Nice.
it the guy had? Give us moonshine and cheesecake.
No, that wasn't there though.
Oh, was it?
That was New Jersey.
Oh, that was New Jersey.
You're
Yeah.
drinking moonshine and eating cheesecake in New Jersey and not in Tennessee? That doesn't make sense.
I know.
That sounds great. That's closer to me,
And
so I'd be
it
down
was
for
all
that.
homemade and it was delicious.
Oh, wow. That sounds great.
Yeah, I'm gonna make you some cheesecake moonshine. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that. You
Or
won't like it.
moonshine cheesecake sounds even better.
There you go.
You'll be lucky if I bring you a piece of cheesecake. Like I don't even know where to get it. My wife
it-
knows where to get cheesecake. I don't.
It used to be 2 pieces.
2
Yeah.
pieces.
Yeah. They each need one. Love it.
I honestly, our wedding cake was cheesecake. I love cheesecake. It's so
Oh yeah, me
so
too.
good.
That's
So
a
good.
great wedding cake idea. Wow. They're always so boring, I feel like. It's like
Yeah,
vanilla
they're
and
awful.
chocolate, you know? And you
And
never
it's just like cake.
and if you're getting married, like I don't even think I had a piece of my cake when I was married because I feel like it's not about you, right? You get married and it's pretty much about everybody else there.
No, fuck that. No, hell no. I took the whole cake, dude. It was like they made this like thing, man, like with a knife stuck into it. And I took the whole damn cake onto the cruise.
Dude, I didn't even have one piece, man. I just had a cup of whiskey about this big, and that was basically my night.
No, hell no. No, I mean I got drunk too on my wedding night, but like I literally I took the whole cake. You know how people freeze it? My wife's
Yeah.
like, you gotta freeze it. I'm like, what the fuck for? Let's eat it. Like and we took it with us. We went to Florida, man. And I hate Florida. God, I hate Florida. But we took
I
it to
just got
Florida.
back from Florida.
Yeah, I'm going in June. It sucks.
I went to
hate that
I went
place.
to Indian Rocks Beach, and it was really nice. I really enjoyed it.
Where you guys gonna be at in Florida? Let's let everybody know who's watching us.
Do we know?
No, that's Tampa, I think.
Tampa, yeah.
I think it's
Tampa.
Tampa. Yes. We're
Tampa.
actually there's we're doing that's in Tampa, and then I'm actually going to Daytona Beach to shoot a film, and then we're doing there's a place called the Artisan's Crypt that's opening up in Daytona Beach that's like a tattoo parlor and horror art. It's going to be fabulous.
Oh wow.
And
cool.
the guy that
Yeah, what's the guy?
the Artisan's Crypt.
The Artisan's Crypt.
Artisan's Crypt. I think it just opened or it's just about to open.
What a great name.
Yeah. And
Very creative.
the writer and the director of the film, Schoonmaker, that's he's involved with that. So I'm
Yeah,
going to be
Daytona
signing
Beach.
autographs there too. One
So
cool. night.
Daytona Beach. Right.
Have you guys ever gone to Salem, Massachusetts?
No.
Not yet.
Oh, you guys got to make it down there.
Yeah, we're going to make it there. I have a friend there that she keeps wanting us to come. So one of these days when we get this house built.
Yeah. 10 years from now, you'll make it down there.
Right.
Awesome. All right,
Yeah.
guys. I really appreciate you guys coming on. Got about an hour in, so that's perfect.
Good.
Dan,
Yeah.
really appreciate you joining in, man, for the last couple of minutes, dude. Awesome.
Yeah.
Danny Zuko and
It's always fun.
Sandra J. There we go.
She hides me sometimes, but I always show up. I just
She tries to hide you behind that green
I
screen.
made a
but-
photo of the.
Dude, what were you doing? Were you just like crouched down? Are you
What?
holding this thing?
No, that's what I did. I walked up behind her and pulled it down.
No, he was on the couch.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Oh,
thought
no.
he was just kind of like holding it up or something. Like I know it was strapped to the chair, but it could be leaning back, you know. I thought he was like kind of fucking holding it up a little bit.
Oh, yeah, it's connected to the chair, right?
Right.
Right. Imagine if he was just holding it the whole time.
Oh fuck, that'd be so funny.
He's just whispering, my arm's getting tired.
Oh shit, I love it.
That's
I love
great.
it. Okay, I'm super glad Danny Zuko and Sandra J. Come on.
The old Check the Candy podcast.
Oh fucking hell. Look, I'm not gonna lie. I got drunk during this. Like last time I got talking to you. I get drunk every time I see you. This
I
is
guess
the
I'm a
best.
bad influence.
You're a terrible influence on me. Gosh, I have to tell my wife keep me away from Sandy.
Oh,
But,
no, don't do that. I want to see her again.
Yeah, no,
Oh,
we need
no,
more. We need more of Sandy is what we need.
Oh yeah, definitely. We'll come see you guys. We'll look for you. We keep a lookout on all the surrounding states, you know, because me, I don't like to travel, so I like to stay in my bubble, and I hate my bubble. I want to move that bubble to somewhere else, but right now I'm staying in my bubble. Go ahead, John. I'm talking.
I'm just chilling, brother. Keep going. You're on a rant.
You guys, we love you both. Thank you for
Yeah.
coming on.
Yeah, we
We love
appreciate
you
it, guys.
too. We
I
love
hope
you
you guys-
too. Look forward to meeting you too.
Absolutely.
Yeah, John, we should you know, her and I were talking earlier. She was privately messaging me and saying, "Hey,
Oh,
you and
Dan,
John-"
look out.
Yeah,
Private-
she was
look
she
out
was-
for
she
them
was like,
private
"Hey,
messages.
You
It's
and
not the first
John."
time, and it certainly probably won't be the last.
She was like, "Hey, you and John should hook up with me and Danny Zuko, and we should all get a tent together at a festival, and we should sell some shit."
Yeah, sounds good. That sounds like a blast right there.
Either way, hopefully we hope to hook up with you guys at a con one time. We hope to be set up next to you and be like, "Hey, remember when we fucking shit ass off?" Yeah.
Hopefully one day, yeah.
Yeah.
Just watch her website, and because as these other cons are announced, there may be something closer to you. So
Hey,
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go 100%. I love hanging out with every one of you guys that night. That was a lot of fun. I
It
didn't mean to get that drunk that night. So I mean, shit happens.
You didn't mean to get drunk right now, dude. Look at you.
I'm not drunk. I'm completely sober.
All right, guys. Awesome. Awesome talk. Really appreciate you guys joining us. And until next time, thank you very much.
All right. Of
Thank
All
you.
right,
course.
guys.
Y'all have a good evening. Good to see
Yeah.
you.
Yeah, you too.